But those Odu Ifa, those are recipes.
Definitely.
And if you follow if you know how to follow the Odus, then you got something to work with. So every time we making Eba and making offerings, that's a prayer that's going up. Are we using the right words over that? Because Shazam and Abracadabra, they won't work on this, okay? And Ashe is not the only magic word.
Ekabo, and welcome to another episode of Talking Ifá with me, Babalawo Salako. I have the great pleasure of having the highly esteemed guest and just a cornerstone in the Ifá Orisa community in Atlanta, Georgia, Omolewa Eniolorunopa.
Benny, yes.
And she is an educator. She has bachelor's degrees from Georgia State, master's degrees at Michigan State.
Central Michigan,
Central
yes.
Michigan. And even more degrees than that I can remember right now. And she's been in this community for a long time. She's a priestess of Obatala. She was initiated to Obatala in 1997, so that's 28 years now.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna let her tell her story. And so let's get started. Let's talk. Greetings. I'm Babalawo Salako. I was initiated as a priest of Ifa and Obatala in Nigeria in 2006, and I've been practicing the Ifá Orisa religion for over 30 years now. My mission is simple: to help those who are new to the religion or lost in the religion. So if that's you, then buckle up and join me. This is Talking Ifá. Okay, greetings.
Greetings,
How are you
Baba.
today?
I'm good, thank you. Thank you
great.
for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. It's really a blessing for us to have you here.
Thank you.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your history. Like you said you're a native Atlantan?
Yes, born and raised in Atlanta. I was a Christian for 44 years.
Okay.
And my main concentration was sacred literature, the Bible. And I got to a place where I needed more. Mm-hmm. So I started looking in the Quran, the Torah, and other books. Nothing worked for me. Mm. And then I met a priest who was coming around selling earrings. And he said, why are you still worshiping the God of the oppressor? Right. And I thought I had to think about that, you know. And but then I met one Dr. Wande Abimbola, the Owishe Akbaye of the world, of Ifa. And he chanted some Odus, and I feel like I had an out-of-body experience. Odus, what is that? Sacred literature. And when I found out we had 256 books of sacred literature, I was hooked. That got me. You know, that got me. So I think I've spent the last 28 years researching the Odus, the sacred literature. Because for me, if Christians follow what the Bible says, if Muslims will follow what the Quran say, if Ifa and Orisa worshipers will follow what Odu Ifa says, we all got a chance.
Oh yeah, definitely.
to make it wherever we're supposed to be, fulfill our destinies and everything. But I find that a lot of Orisa people and Ifa people don't really pay much attention to the Odus. We good at doing divination. We good at doing the offerings, the ebas and the rituals, but those magic words, in the Ifa. It seems like we don't pay enough attention to that for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I started this group back in 2000. It was called the Sacred African Literary Society in 2000. And I had women who were rabbis, women who were Christian preachers, Ifa priests, and so forth. And we get together, Muslims, Hindus, all women, but we get together and talk about our sacred literature and compare notes.
Wow.
You know, like y'all got a tree, y'all got an apple tree, we got a palm tree.
Right.
Y'all got a fig tree, Buddha sat under that fig tree. But they all did the same thing. The trees did the exact same thing. The apple, they bit the apple and forgot about God. They drank the palm wine and forgot God was coming. Buddha under that fig tree, the enlightenment from didn't happen. So that went on pretty good, but over the years, I found that Ifa people, priestesses, were not as active, because I don't think we were really into the Odus at that time, if I can say that.
Okay.
Okay, and then I'm going to stop talking and let you
Well,
say
no,
something.
No, I don't have to say anything. I was into what you were saying. So did you record any of those? Were those taped? Those sessions?
No, those sessions weren't taped.
Oh, okay.
But now I've started a new thing called a platform on Instagram, and it's called the Sacred Literary Society.
Okay.
So I have women from all over the world. It's like a prayer circle, a global prayer circle of people all over the world, women all over the world, to pray, because we can change things with prayer.
Right.
We can stop the wars, we can stop the famine, we can stop the school shootings and all the madness in the world through prayer. And now I'm going to switch back though. In Ifa, in Orisha, we got 2 words for prayer. One is Adura, Adura, Adura. And that's the one that the colonizers brought into Africa.
Okay.
Where we beg some deity up in heaven somewhere to do this for us, because we're helpless and we can't do anything for ourselves. That's that Adura prayer.
Okay.
But the prayer that our ancestors gave us was called Iwure. Iwure. Elebuibon got a book called Iwure. Rabba Yemi Elebuibon on Amazon. But his book, he talks about Iwure is where we manifest things. We make things happen with our tongue, with our vocal cords. We manipulate things with these magic words in heaven.
Okay.
To make things happen. We're not, there's not a 50-50 chance after you do the Eba if you put the right words on that offering.
So do you think that concept was lost with some other religions? 'Cause I know in Christians they say, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word is God. But have they lost that term, the word, the power of the word,
What?
magical power of the word?
The Nigerians, I think, still chant Ifa. But over here, that's what I'm saying, we don't chant Ifa most of the time because we don't know the alphabet. And as a teacher, that's what I've been doing for the past 28 years. I offer classes in my home for beginners.
In Yoruba language?
In basic Yoruba. And I start off with the vowels, the tone, because you can't chant Ifa using the English alphabet.
Right.
When you were in kindergarten, you learn A, B, C, D. So with Ifa, you need to know R, B, D, the letter, because Yoruba is a tonal language.
Right. Right.
English is not a tonal language.
Right.
Spanish is not a tonal language. But people wonder, why is it that the Pope still chants in Latin, and Latin is not spoken anywhere on the planet now. But it's a tonal language. When the Asians speak, it sounds like they're singing,
right?
Because it's a tonal language. When the Hebrews say the 23rd Psalm, it's a tonal language. But when Americans, Baptists and United Methodists, we say the 23rd Psalm, we're not doing the same thing in the spirit realm that the Jewish people are doing when they're chanting in a tonal language. So we have, as African Americans, as our ancestors, Ifa practitioners, Isese practitioners, we have a tonal language, but I don't think we have plugged into it yet, like it should, because we can do some magical things, but that we're not doing.
That's powerful. So what was it? Now I know you said that, was it the chanting of Baba Wande, or what was it in the beginning when you first were doing your search and that made you say, oh, this is definitely what I want to do?
Okay, when there's a book in the Bible. No, let me start at the beginning. My father, when I was 8 years old, brought home this Catholic Bible. And it had all these color pictures of the Pope and all them, and I was just fascinated with this Bible. But it didn't take me long to figure out that this Bible has 13 more books than my King James Bible. And at age 8, I knew the names of the books of the Bible, And then I looked, and there was this book of wisdom. And wisdom says that she was with God when he created the heavens and the earth. And she would come again. And I kept asking the preacher and so forth, why y'all don't talk about her in Sunday school and in church? So for my 40-some years in Christianity, I was searching for wisdom, Miss Wisdom. And and I realized that not only in the all Catholic Bibles, she's there, but all Orthodox Bibles, she's there, which is in Germany, Ukraine, anywhere Spanish-speaking people, all of them have access to the Book of Wisdom. And that book was originally in all King James Bibles. And somebody decided they were going to take them out. Now, I'm going to leave that alone, because I got my theory on who it was. But all original King James Bibles had those 60. And that was a curse put on by the Roman Catholic Church, and anybody who leave those books out.
Wow.
But that's another topic. But my thing is, I kept looking for, and in the Jewish Bibles, she's called Sophia. It's the book of Sophia, but it's the same book of wisdom. So around 1988, my mind was just, I had so many facts about Miss Wisdom. So I decided to put it all in a book. So I wrote a book called Wisdom. The name of the book is Who, She, Who? Who, She, Who? Because don't nobody know nothing about her. So I put everything I had in that book, and it's set in the computer for 20 years.
Oh, wow.
But what it did was freed my mind. So when I heard about Ifa, I could dive into Ifa, because I'm still looking for Miss Wisdom. But yeah, that's what got me to actually answer your question. That's what got me interested in the Odus.
Okay.
I want to see what the Ifa actually say about women.
Okay. So you were interested in literary and just wanting to learn, but when did something spiritual happen that you said, oh wow, this really works?
Well, like I said, when one day Dr. Baba, one day Abimbola started chanting. I went to several of his lectures.
Okay.
And that's why I met you.
Okay. Right. That's right.
Every time he would start chanting, something would come over me, and it's like, what are these words doing? You know, he's chanting these words, but it's making me go into a trance.
Right.
And there's a Ifa song that says, Jire Lonio, Obalade, Ifa Ojire, Ifa rise up, Bobo Orisha, Bobo Orisha, Jire rise up, Amonimuye, the one who casts spells and trances. Amunimuye, Ifa Ojire. And so I feel like one day Abimbola, he went into a trance, but so did I. Is I think what you know,
right.
And that's the point where the priest can cast spells and do the magic work. And every time we sitting on the mat, that's a prayer.
Right.
That's a iwure. Every time we making eba and making offerings, that's a prayer that's going up. Are we using the right words over that? Because Shazam and abracadabra, they won't work on this, okay? And Ashe is not the only magic word.
Right.
We act like once we say Ashe, we put the magic on it now. No. I call the Odu Ifa, that's a book of magic words. If we learn the proper way to use them, then it will be good.
Okay. So before we move on, I'm going to make a little statement, observation, and then we'll move on because I don't want to get in a debate with you.
Okay.
What I see is Ifa is calling you, and you want to keep running from Ifa. That's what I see. But anyway,
Probably. You're right.
The wisdom that you seek is in Ifa, and Ifa wants you to come here to illuminate that wisdom to everyone else.
Yeah, well.
I'm just saying, that's just about
I still pass on what I feel like I know, and but I'm not gonna say it. But I'm 75, and at this point, You know, I can only handle Obatala. And
Okay.
Obatala's wisdom. Obatala cast the Opoele and do all those things. And so I feel like I'm good. Yeah.
Okay.
Moving on.
Move it on. Okay. So tell us some of your stories that, where you've had divination or done divination. You divine yourself?
No.
Okay, you've had divination.
I've had divination.
And then there's, something that really stuck with you, important or miraculous that happened.
Well, the one I can really tell you about, in February of this year, I had a new valve put on my heart. And I got divination right before. But as I was in the emergency room, the divination was done for me. And before I could get to a room, they told me that the Elba had been completed and that I was going to be all right. And so they put the valve on, sent me home the same day.
Wow.
And yeah, I was praising my Ifa while my Ifa priest was praising Ifa. Yes, yes. And yeah, but and I laughed because when I first found out I had heart trouble was in 1950 when I was in high school, in high school band. And the band director said, okay, let's do it again. And I'd just be huffing and puffing. And I look around, none of the other kids were huffing and puffing. And my mom took me to a doctor. It was heart trouble, but they had nothing they could do for it. So I had to wait almost 60-something, 70-something years before technology caught up.
Oh, wow.
But every time, congestive heart failure back in 2018, every time I got a reading and it said, you gonna be okay. Okay. And
okay.
I'm still chucking along, And so Ifa has been the divination and the Ebas, and it works. But I feel like in a lot of cases, it's a 50-50 chance. If that's your destiny, it'll happen. If not, not because the priest did the spiritual work in the spiritual realm.
Right.
The diviner. So actually, I usually call Nigeria and let my godfather, Akbombon Kayode Faniyi in Oshogbo.
Okay, in Oshogbo.
In Oshogbo, does most of my readings. And they go on and do the Eba. I don't have to have money in hand right then, because I'm in the hospital,
Right.
But they're going to do the Eba and rituals and call me. And this is what came up. This is what we had to offer. And the result is you're going to be okay. So and a lot of times I get readings and that's not what I was interested in. I had other things in mind when I went to get the reading.
Right.
Back in the day when I was trying to find a boyfriend and all that kind of stuff. And I'd go for a reader and they tell me something about my health that I got to do. And it's like, why? That ain't what I'm here for. But Ifa sees ahead. Ifa, that's what I'm saying. The reading on point.
On point.
The choice of offerings are on point, but I think they could be more efficacious. Is that the word?
Efficacious?
Yes, that they could be more effective if the magic words help them ascend to Ile Ashe. That's what Chief Elabouban calls it. Ile Ashe. That's that place only the prayers that get to Ile Ashe are the ones that get answered. According to a rabbi in his book, and which is the powerhouse of for prayers. So if we say the right words, we make sure our prayers get to Ile Ashe.
Okay.
As opposed to 50-50, maybe, maybe not. I'm not sure if this gonna work, blah, blah, blah. You know it's gonna work if you said those, because we make our reality, okay, talking drums, they got vibration and they talk.
Right.
We got vocal cords that do vibration and we talk.
Right.
Nigerians know they can talk.
Oh, right.
Because they didn't have any, they were non-literate, not illiterate.
Right.
They weren't stupid. They had a way of writing things. They didn't have a way of writing things down. So they learned by listening, by hearing those tonal words. When you change the tone, it's the same word, but when you change the tone, it means something different. We got to listen. We don't listen here in the United States anymore.
Right.
You got them cell phones and earbuds and all this kind of high-tech stuff. So we have gotten out of listening, much less listening to our ori.
Right.
Because they'd be screaming at us, but we got too much other stuff going on.
Definitely. So what would, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no, you didn't interrupt me. I'm just laughing because I'm surprised I'm saying this on camera. Woo! Okay, but maybe it's time, you know.
Okay. So what advice would you give people that are new? So right now, today, 2025, if somebody, because all this stuff's online and people are saying this and that on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and if somebody sincerely says, I'm interested in Ifá, Orisha, what kind of guidance would you give them to properly come into it?
Okay, well, actually, glad you asked. That's actually what I do. I only take, in my home, I do one-on-one for new people so that they'll get a good foundation as they start their journey in Ifá.
Okay.
And that they're interested. And I first work with them with the alphabet. And I lose a lot of folk because a lot of people just don't want to study. They want to do this Ifá thing like they did the Christian thing. All I got to do is show up and beg, and the folk, God in heaven or somebody in heaven will make these things happen. They're not interested in learning. So I lose some people, but there are a few people who actually stay and want to learn this. I share with them about the words, Yoruba words, how to, the tones, how to work with them. The first thing that most new people are encountered with are the songs, the Ifá songs, with the tones and so forth, and using their vocal cords. But it's almost like pulling teeth to get people to sing. Now they want to dance. They want to dance, and but they don't want to use their voice. If I'm someplace and I'm about to be stressful, I start singing an Ifá song, and because it's a prayer, it's a group prayer.
Right.
And I don't have to have no drum, nobody else present, because my vocal cords are vibrating, and I can make it happen. That whatever the prayer is or whatever the song is that I'm singing. So I work with beginners. I tell them they got to choose between Isese or Santeria or Lucum. I don't like to mix. I want to know about all of them. I want to go to everybody's function and party and that kind of thing, but I can only worship one of them.
Right.
Because I don't want to mix a little voodoo and a little Ifa and a little something else, and then when it blow up, people say, well, how we fix this? I don't know, because I don't know what you did.
Right.
But those Odu Ifa, those are recipes.
Definitely.
And if you follow if you know how to follow the Odus, then you got something to work with. So those are the kind of things that I teach. And I do it one-on-one because people have lives. They can't come every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. But you here today, these are your assignments. When you ready for your class number 2, call me.
Okay.
If it take you 3 months, where somebody else could do it in a month, but whenever you come back, you won't be behind, because we just gonna start right where you are.
Right. That's great.
And it's fun for me, and I wish that my dream is to be able to get a lot of young people, new priests and priestesses in the same room. And then I could go into depths about the magic, how to use the Odus and stuff. But I'm too old to pull that together right now because it requires a lot. To vet everybody that comes in the room got to be initiated as a priest, priest or priestess. And I have it's so many people being initiated now. I don't know how to vet, and I only want to pass that information. Now, I ain't gonna talk about that on y'all camera.
Oh, yeah.
But I only want to pass that to priests and priestesses, you know. And so and they must some kind of way promise that what I talk about won't be on won't be on the internet.
Okay.
That they not gonna post, because people that's the one thing that has preserved this culture, is it is passed on from person to person and not on a public setting, because once the world understands it, they'll do more with it than we do.
Oh, yeah.
So we have to keep it private. And I don't know who is, so I keep it to myself, but I also know Chief Bolu told me back in the day, he said that a lot of the secrets of how to teleportation and all these kind of things, people died with this knowledge, but they didn't find anybody worthy enough to pass it on to.
Yeah, and that's something that I'm hearing a lot, and we talk about even with Baba Wande Abimbola, his son Kola Abimbola, is there's so much wisdom that we're losing as these elders are passing on, and it hasn't been preserved or transitioned over, which is a major thing. One question came to me though, because when you were saying it, I'm like, okay, when you was talking about not mixing, how did you maneuver around Oyatunji back in the day? I mean, you didn't mention being involved with them at all.
I went to visit Oyatunji. My first, the person who started our Ile Tolu, Baba Tolu Akanyala, he came from Oyatunja.
Okay.
So a lot of our foundation was part of
Okay.
Oyatunja. But then he, Tolu got his Ifa from Chief Elabuiban in Oshogbo. Baba Kayode came into our world. And and then we had to make a choice because we were new. Ile, our temple, was one of the first Isese temples in Atlanta. And we had to make that choice. Are we going to do Santeria? Are we going to do Baba Medihoche he called it gumbo. He wanted to kind of mix all the religions together. Some people decided to go with that. But we at Ile chose to stick with the Isese, the Nigerian way. And my reason for sticking with it, because they the ones who had the Odus. Patakis are good, but I was just hooked on the sacred literature, ancient sacred literature.
Right.
Because I think the folk back then didn't have so many distractions, and maybe they were closer to Orun or closer to heaven or closer to Olodumare, I don't know. But I have this passion for sacred literature.
Okay.
And I want these young people, before I leave here, to make sure that somebody is working with those, really working with those Odus.
Right.
Because that's where the magic is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, that's a lot.
I told
So
Sorry.
but what I was going to say too, though, what about people that aren't in Atlanta and they can't do in-person one-on-one? Say if there's a person in Montana, there's no other Risha people in their town, they can't go to a Bembe or participate in anything, but they want to come to Ifa. And on the point of choosing working with the right people, because there's a lot of people you get with and people come out and say, oh, I don't want to use the word abuse, but they had a bad experience. Money was the main reason. And how can they discern if they're new, they don't really know how things work? How can they discern if they're going with the right people or the wrong people?
My suggestion is to follow their ori and their heart, because there can be 10 priests sitting in a row, sitting together, but your ori is going to lead you closer to one of them than the other. Trust your ori and work with that priest. And you don't have to get initiated. You don't have to get the hand of Ifa. Just work with that and get to know them, get to know their spirit, and let them guide you. I see so many people doing freelance Ifa. They saw a priest on the internet, and they called him, and they sent $2,000 to get something done. Then he said he needed 4,000 more. And these folk took out loans to pay the priest to do their ritual and so forth. And then when they got taken, then they could come trying to find somebody else to fix it for them. And it's when they freelancing, just going anybody they see on the internet. And then you ask them, well, who did that work for you? Baba. Baba who? Baba. That's all they know. It's like, so I think it's okay. People in Christianity, they hop from one church to the other church at will. Ifa is not quite like that because you might get taken while you hopping. You need a teacher, a mentor, somebody to just talk to.
Right.
Not somebody to divine for you or make money, but just somebody, a teacher, Oluko me, my teacher. One day I've been bold, just somebody I could hound and ask 1,000 questions and talk to, and for guidance. But then you still got to use your ori, and you make the choice. This is your journey.
Right.
Ain't nobody else can tell you what to do, but they can give you advice on, well, you might want to look over here rather than over there.
Okay. Great advice. And so in Atlanta, I'm hearing, what do you think about, there's so many houses and stuff now in Atlanta, between the ones that are coming up through Oshogbo versus Oyo, do you see any delineation there?
I love it. I love it. Even back in the day, Chief Bolu Fatumishe was from Ile Ife. My godfather, Kayode Faniyi Oshogbo, one day Abambolo from Oyo, Abiakuta, we got priests at our Ile from Abiakuta and so forth. I love it because that's like the Baptists, the Methodists, the Catholics, they all worship the same thing, but it's a little different in each town. But they all use the same odus, and there's that thread, that common thread in all of them. So I love it.
Okay.
And I'm happy that Atlanta has so many Iles.
Right.
Yeah, we might have been the first, but I'm so happy that others have branched up because each Ile has its own flavor.
Right.
It's something different, and that's what I tell my students. I'm gonna take you to some of these other Iles, and so you can meet people.
Right.
Or I send out, I can't go too much, but people send me flyers, and I send them out on my mailing list, and for people to go to and meet these people, these people at these other Iles. Ile might not be the place that you're going to end up.
Right.
This is the place you started. And but if your Ori feels more comfortable at these other Ile, but we're going to always love you, wherever you go. You're still part of the Ifa community. And for me, we all one group.
We all one group. And I think that one of the things you said that's so powerful is you're still welcoming to those people, even if they leave, because there are those situations, and I went through them. But anyway, those situations where you go to some houses and you feel... That's making noise. Okay. You feel threatened if you leave, or it's almost kind of that excommunication thing.
Yeah.
So I would tell people, if somebody's doing that, then definitely that's where you need to leave. Right. Because it's not a strong arm people to be with you. It's just like divining. Like when I divine, I don't force people to come to me for divination. They seek out and say they want to do a divination. If they're my godchild, I don't tell them you have to do these divinations on these dates and all that. They contact me when they want a divination. I say it's all up to you what you want to do. I'm not going to pressure you to do anything. Yeah. So I think that's beautiful, and that's how it should be in all Iles when people are going around, so that you can feel comfortable with researching who you feel comfortable with, what group you feel comfortable with. So do you have any other last things you want to say here?
Last thing.
Or messages you want to give people?
Yeah, to what you're saying, that trust your Ori. Move, understand that everybody's journey is different.
Mm-hmm.
And your journey that's the beauty of Ifá Orisa, is that everybody doesn't have to do the same thing in the same order at the same time, you know.
Right.
And so be willing to follow your destiny, follow your Ori. And when you can find a priest or somebody who will support you on your journey, not require that you adhere to their journey,
Right.
then I think you'll be successful in Ifá.
And Ifá.
Yeah,
And another point on that I thought about for people new, I think that some young people find when they come from, say, Christianity. In Christianity, they kind of teach, they have one entity that everybody has to be like. And then everybody, and then you have, they say like in the churches, they lose a lot of men because a lot of men who may be masculine or something, just, that's not, they can't really model being after that. You know, they're Jesus or whatever.
Right.
But in Ifá, we have Orisha, Ogun, who may go out and party and drink, or you have other Orisha who avoid that kind of stuff and they're more quiet. So we have examples of Orisha and entities that have totally different characters, natures, personalities that people can say, oh, well, I'm a little more like this one or a little more like that one. Everybody doesn't have to be the same.
Exactly. Yes.
So everybody's honored on who they are, accepted on who they are.
Yes. Yes. May I say a little prayer before we end?
Oh, yeah. Your prayers are powerful. We welcome those.
But this is one that one day Baba one day Abimbola taught me. And let me tell you what it means first.
Okay.
And then I chant it for you. Oni oju roni leke omi. Just like the water lily that always floats on top of the water. May everything that we do be on top. Ojibata, just like that other water lily that always floats just above the surface of the water. May everything we do be in divine order. Asho fun fun, like Asho do. May what we do be on top, just like the people who are dressed in white, not those who are dressed in black. Asho fun fun, literally, not literally, but ata. Just like the roof is always on top of the house, may everything that we do be on top. Leke. Just like the white egret that flies high above all the other birds, may we fly high above all of our enemies. May we, all of us, those who are looking here today, may everything we do be above board and prosper. Okay, that's the English translation. Now, let me try to put it together for you. Okay. Oni oju oroni leke omi, titanianle, tiwanianleke, oshibata, ni leke odo, titanianle, tiwanianleke, asho fun fun, ni leke asho dudu, titanianle, tianianleke, ata ni leke ileo, titanianle, tiwanianleke, leke, ni leke eye, titanianle, tiwanianleke, tawo, ni leke one, Titanianle, Tuanianle, Ke Ashe, Ashe, Ashe.
Thank
you.
Thank you,
Baba.
Iya, for
Thank
coming.
you. Thank you.
Ireo. We were
Oh.
all blessed with Iya's words of wisdom on today. I know you enjoyed this one. So that's it for today. May everyone be blessed. Ireo, Odabo.
Odabo.
Shit.